really want to do this.
I'll put on the Roman Reigns shirt, and then when we start, I'll just be like...
You'll just cut your forehead open?
I'll just get up and just like smack the camera and podcast over.
You'll cut your forehead and start bleeding profusely.
Such a heroic effort on his part.
We'll need to get footage of him limping up the stairs to his car so that everybody knows that he's not dead.
Welcome everyone. This is Basement Mania 2. It's the end of the last day. We're all pretty shot. Normally we would have gone through and done the match-by-match predictions and match-by-match evaluations of the whole weekend and etc. However, it's been a very long, like 72 hours almost.
And smelly.
And smelly. So instead, we're just going to kind of cover our opinions and cover the winners and losers.
And cover the cut of Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Friday night we watched the Hall of Fame. Started out good, with Edge and Christian inducting the Dudley Boys. Hardy Boys appeared. That was good. It ended with Goldberg talking for 4.5 hours.
Hey, he said he was going to be quick.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
his speech lasted longer than any of his matches ever. So.
And then Guy left and missed out on RoboCop.
Yep.
Because we watched Capital Combat 90.
Return of RoboCop.
Return of RoboCop.
I did watch half of it. I just
you left before
the half
RoboCop.
that was the most important, the Return of RoboCop.
Then Saturday began.
It's gonna get loud. It's gonna be very loud.
Yeah, I blame Guy. Because he delayed this getting underway. So, too bad, you're dealing with it. We're just getting through this. Everybody's exhausted.
Wait.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Put the pop filter over it. So Saturday, what did we watch? That we finished watching
Capital Combat.
Started
watching Saturday
a
Night.
random ass episode of Saturday Night because they had a picture of the Barbarian pulling a truck.
Cactus Jack in it. Yep.
Rhubarb Jones.
And Rhubarb Jones was in there. And then we watched Takeover New Orleans.
We also. Oh yeah, that was today.
Yeah.
Never mind. But yeah, Takeover New Orleans.
Takeover New Orleans was amazing.
Yep.
Solid from start to finish.
Every match good. Lots of fun twists.
Some of the best in-ring storytelling I've seen ever.
That ladder match was brutal.
Yeah, definitely the best. I mean, it's been the case for years, but that is the best in-ring product that WWE has.
Yeah. And as far as predictions, winners and losers, I did terrible. I got 2 out of 5 right. These guys,
4.
Yeah, I think
they all got 4. I got 2. Mostly because I pick with my heart rather than with my head. But that's all right. Did we do anything else? Saturday we played video games.
Then we played a bunch of Jackbox.
Yeah.
Well, some of us played Jackbox.
I was in the audience
somebody just kind of sat on the couch, and
that's what I do. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
You stuck us with a fake computer-controlled guy that sucked.
Gene. We had to be saved by Mard Wang.
No one should ever have to be saved by Mard Wang.
It was fun for me to watch you guys have to deal with Gene.
And then that brings us to today.
17 hours ago when we started watching WrestleMania.
We finished the episode of Saturday Night.
Yeah, we finished Saturday Night.
We watched Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal because Stanley had never seen it.
Make the deal.
Laser eyes.
I expect those effects from our editors moving forward, so get that underway.
We actually got those effects
tonight.
We did. I was going to bring that up, yeah.
Then we watched WrestleMania, and it started out... The pre-show was what I expect from a pre-show. The Cruiserweight match was decent.
The Cruiserweight match was pretty damn good.
The Battle Royals were Battle Royals.
That gave me my win.
Yeah. The men's Battle Royal was fine. The women's Battle Royal was booked really weird at the beginning, and then ended more what I would have expected from the whole thing.
Yeah. And then we got to the main show, and it started out good and went downhill. That's how I would explain it.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, it really didn't go downhill until like the last 2 or 3
I don't know. I don't know.
matches.
Like the thing is, my general mood about the whole thing took a turn after Jinder Mahal won, and it never really recovered.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of rise and
As
fall.
much as I would like to have thoroughly enjoyed AJ Styles Nakamura, even that I was like, man.
They didn't give it the room I would have expected. It wasn't as long or intense as I would have thought.
Yeah, I felt the same way because it seemed like just when they were starting to move into that second gear, oh, it's over.
Yeah, like if they were trying to best their showing at Wrestle Kingdom 10,
they fell way
yeah,
short.
they did not. I mean, it's an interesting heel turn. Heel Nakamura should be fun, or at least interesting.
Well, and we have
sort of heel.
Yeah,
we have the rubber match yet.
Well,
yeah.
he's technically heel, even though the crowd still loved him because he's
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal, that match sucked. Cause
yeah, it did. On Rusev Day, I was subjected to Jinder Mahal.
Oh man, he's getting close to being a Grand Slam champ.
No, don't even remind me.
Cause didn't 3-man band have the tag titles at one point?
Yeah, no, it was the end. I'll tell you, the end was shocking to me.
Yeah,
I had a feeling that we were going to see a Brock Lesnar victory. I like the throwback to the Randy Orton elbow.
I like on Jinder Mahal's Wikipedia page, and is the current WWE United States champion.
Oh, yeah.
Dot.
Wikipedia wastes no time.
Just that somebody's edited it to be the. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean Ronda Rousey. That match was
not great.
It told the story they wanted to tell, but the in-ring work was not that great. It had a couple moments that were kind of neat, but
it went on longer than it needed
way
to.
Too long.
He has only been the WWE champion.
Huh.
He was a tag champion with Stampede Wrestling.
Okay, well that's the thing.
Daniel Bryan's return
was
probably about the highlight of the night.
That was the closest to recovering after Jinder Mahal I think they got to.
Yeah, I think that the Seth Rollins Miz Finn Balor match was the highlight of the night.
That was a good one. That was very good.
That was a curveball.
Well, it's just...
But a good one. It was...
Well, it's like you started off strong with that match, and then you deflated the crowd a little bit by having Asuka's winning streak get...
That's the one. So like the Charlotte Asuka match, I was pulling for Asuka, but at the same time, like I'm not upset about Charlotte. It told a good story. As we've talked about, the streak was becoming a liability to storytelling. So ending it made sense. Charlotte is probably Charlotte didn't need the rub, but then again, there's really nobody coming up that believably could have benefited from the rub because it was built up too much.
Yeah.
Short of bringing out Scott Hall and a taser. I mean.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that it was like bad. I'm just saying it's like, you know, watching the show, you're kind of like, and then instead of trying to give me something to feel good about, that's immediately when you had Jinder Mahal win a title.
It's just like, it's one of those things too where it's like, if there was a point to have some sort of package or bullshit to fill time to give people a chance to process what they just saw, that would have been it. But they went straight. Well, first they went to John Cena running to the back because he was told that his car was double parked, or the pizza was there, or Taker had shown up. One of those three.
Oh God, we should talk about the Cena thing.
Oh, we'll get there. And yeah, then you had Jinder Mahal win against the Rusev, who had the largest crowd reaction short of Daniel Bryan.
It was close to Daniel Bryan's too, and that's amazing.
And yeah, then you have the absolute last person anybody wanted to see win.
Yeah, because even Randall Keith Orton
retaining would have been better.
Well, let's not forget that they even went so far as to have Aiden English not insult the crowd. Like, they were legitimately trying to put Rusev over as a babyface in this match.
Yep.
They chose poorly to place the Brown Snowman match.
Oh yeah, like
I feel that you put that match like second, and that's fine.
Yeah, if you're gonna do what they did with his mystery partner, it needs to be on earlier in the show.
I'll tell you what, you want to rumble, Nicholas. Call me up. I'll take you on in the ring. I know you're 13 and probably not even, probably 8. It was very strange. I get it. And I appreciate the fact that, look, they made a wish. They made somebody's day.
And also, I mean, like we were talking about, you have, much like what they did with Rusev, you have firmly cemented Braun Strowman as a face.
Yeah.
He's been over the crowd. You're done playing around. He's totally a face at this point. Which, cool. They need more actual faces.
Yeah.
They struggle with that lately.
Sorry, I broke up the flow there. You were talking about the flow of the program, but
yeah, I don't even remember anymore. But
that's symptomatic.
We had lots of check-ins with Juan Cena.
Yeah, early on that was getting freaking
match was
annoying.
Symptomatic of the flow because you had the AJ Styles Nakamura match, then you did that, and then you ended with the Reigns Lesnar thing. So it's kind of like, why is it there? It didn't fit.
Like, well, we all know that it goes SmackDown's highest title, Raw Tag Team titles, Raw's top title,
where you involve some kid from the crowd.
So John Cena's match.
Average fan.
Average wrestling fan John Cena paid for that ticket in the front row that was still available. Oh my god!
I totally saw him because he was not. It was just John from the crowd.
Yeah, he was drinking beers and taking selfies.
He was drinking a beer the whole night.
And anytime something good would happen in the ring, we cut to John Cena because we got to know what John Cena thinks about it.
But yeah, so he came out to the ring. Then they announced a match for one fall. Then another ref came out and told him something. We assumed that, he's not actually coming out. So he prepares to leave. Lights go out. And we get Elias.
Which I called.
He did.
You did.
He demanded extra points for it, but he got nothing.
Take that, Pacitti.
But yeah, so Elias shows up, does his shtick. Cena beats the piss out of him. Cena's prepared to leave again. Lights go out a second time. And the Undertaker. Well, first we get some Amiga lightning effect.
His hat, his coat.
The hat and coat in the ring. Then you get Amiga lightning.
Well, that's right.
Which destroys the hat.
And coat.
Yep. And then Undertaker's entrance music starts, and 7 hours later, when he finally makes it to the ring, we get like a 5-minute beatdown of John Cena, which I'm going to be honest, enjoyable.
And it was also kind of fun because how long it took him to get down to the ring, I was expecting, oh god, here's slow old Undertaker again.
He was very mobile.
And he just beat the piss out of Cena for 5 minutes straight.
He probably has not looked that good since the CM Punk match.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And I mean, to be fair, he looked probably that good at the start of his Brock Lesnar match before he was concussed to...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm still not sure Undertaker should have been there, but he was, and it needed to be it was exactly what it needed to be. He beat somebody up. He looked good.
Yeah, John Cena took the beat down
and sold like
he had the best thing ever. Yeah. Taker sits up while he's doing the 5-knuckle shuffle,
and I could hear the Hanna-Barbera cartoon sound effects as he backs up.
Yeah,
and one tombstone and done, which is the first time I think a tombstone has just been like a one and done at WrestleMania and forever.
Yeah, no, it was.
Be careful what you ask for is the lesson here.
Yeah,
it was well done.
Yeah, that was. It wasn't going to save the event, but it was a good. It was a good moment. Yeah.
It's too bad that Undertaker's still not undefeated because then we can have a streak versus streak with him and Nicholas.
Or him and Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, yeah.
And the best thing is both of their streaks could continue after that match.
Nicholas has more wins than Kurt Hawkins.
And
Jerry Lawler at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's better WrestleMania record than Jerry the King Lawler. Not as good as Michael Cole, though.
Well,
what do you do? But yeah, the final WrestleMania scores, I took 4th place, getting 4 right.
Of the 12 matches.
I thought there was 13 matches.
Technically it was like 14 with the 2 Battle Royals.
Oh, yeah.
But 12 matches that we bothered to try to call, because they didn't even announce all the competitors for both of those.
So I got 1
We
and 3.
forgot to talk about the return of somebody in the Battle Royal, the men's Battle Royal. Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, Bray Wyatt came back and saved Matt Hardy.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was interesting. I'm curious where
that's the thing. Both Battle Royals did something. You had the what the hell the Lake of Reincarnation maybe did. Who the hell knows? And you also had Bayley finally do something before the boss could stab her in the back.
Yeah.
Still didn't end up winning the match because she forgot about Naomi, as we all did. But
yeah.
But at least she wasn't the most dumb babyface possible. And it looks like they're actually gonna finally give the Sasha Banks Bayley a run on the main roster. Or they'll go back to being best friends tomorrow night and none of it'll matter. Who the hell knows? Yeah, what do we have left? There was the Nia Jax Alexa Bliss match, which was what you would expect it to be with Nia Jax going over.
Bludgeon Brothers winning.
We all got it right. None of us wanted to be right.
None of us cared.
I love Luke Harper, and I didn't want to be right. But
yeah. Well, Eric Rowan is just such a absolute charisma vacuum and that gimmick is terrible.
Yeah, the Usos finally got their chance to be on the main show WrestleMania so that they could get squashed by the Bludgeon Brothers.
By some guys with some Party City hammers and sheep masks that are being repurposed because WWE
sheep mask and a
skull or like an animal skull.
Yes,
something.
Yes.
Mostly because
Antelope, I don't know.
Mostly because WWE bought way too many sheep masks when Bray Wyatt was popular. Now they've got to get rid of them somehow. So
I like to think that's what it is.
Just keep sending Eric Rowan out with sheep masks until we get rid of these.
Are they gonna start putting him in some Enzo gear too?
To be honest, the way they had his sheep mask painted tonight, he looked like an Ewok when he came out. A giant Ewok with a hammer.
No amount of hammers or masks will ever get me to care about Eric Rowan, so
it's true.
It's just that's a dead match to me every time. Surprise, Daniel Bryan won his return.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much everything that happened.
Ruined KO Mania 3.
Yeah.
And Reigns bled.
He did.
He bled a lot.
He did. Like a stuck pig.
Like a stuck big dog?
A stuck big dog, yes. Got his paw caught in a bitter trap.
But he made the F5 look.
Yeah, he took.
He made the F5
was it 5 or 6 by the end? No, it was 5. He kicked out of 5 still.
Yeah.
That was when he started getting beat to hell. Bled, yeah, 6.
We were talking about this before we started recording this.
And he took one through the table.
Yeah. I understand that you want Roman Reigns to look strong.
Make Roman look strong, damn it.
1, F5, okay. 2, that's about it. Anytime, once it started getting more than 2 F5s that he's kicking out of.
Well, when the crowd started chanting bullshit, that's not a good
Well, the other thing that it was weird because he was doing this weird, he was selling and then he wasn't selling because for a lot of the rest of the match, Lesnar would throw him into the turnbuckles and oh god, he's flopping around and he's he's barely got enough strength. But when it comes time to kick out of an F5, it's like nothing to him.
Yeah, well, and it's just I get it. Brock took 5 Superman punches on Monday.
He took 5 what?
Superman punches, but and it's the 5 for 5. You gotta make that even. Except the difference is the Superman punch has never been made to be as strong as the F5, and it's not even his finisher. It's his setup move. Yeah. The F5 has been almost as protected as. I mean, it took less F5s for Brock to break the fucking streak.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a really weird way to end your Mania. That should not have been the last match.
No.
Just on paper, even though I don't know, if it had been the same match, I don't know, if it would have been any better at the end, but on paper, Styles and Nakamura should have been the last match.
But they're not the Universal Champions of the Galaxy.
That's right. They don't have the fruit roll-up belt, so...
That's right.
But yeah, it's just You took 2 of the best wrestlers in the world and put them on 2 matches before a part-timer and somebody that the crowd at best is apathetic towards and at worst hates with a fiery passion.
Yeah.
You were never coming out of that in a positive way.
And a glorified gimmick match where, somebody has somebody come in from the crowd to be his tag team partner.
So you just beat the shit out of Roman Reigns and make him bleed.
It did make me feel a little better.
I mean,
if they were going for something shocking, it was shocking because everybody and their brother expected Roman Reigns to win yet another WrestleMania main event.
True.
So.
I mean, he still was part of another WrestleMania main event, which is getting real fast, tying Hogan's consecutive Mania record, as we realized.
It was gross.
And technically, Hogan has 5, but I don't really count 9 because no one should ever count 9 for anything. Ever. But yeah, I don't know. It was dumb. I still agree that Miss Money in the Bank should have run out and tried to cash in on on Roman and Brock Lesnar.
Would have been pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, technically, a guy won that case, so I assume that you could challenge a male champion with it.
I heard it. It's you challenge a champion of your choosing.
Nicholas.
There you go.
She could probably take him.
Oh, just resurrect the hardcore title. Yeah. With the 24/7 rule.
Yep.
I can get behind that.
It was stupid as hell, but it was fun.
Oh, women's hardcore title.
There you go.
It would be historic.
Don't give him ideas. Or do. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It was this weird thing where this year, like, on paper, it was the first year where going into this weekend, I wasn't, like, didn't obviously feel that, like, NXT was going to be way better than Mania.
And to be fair, a lot of the matches weren't necessarily horrible. They were just kind of deflating by the time you got to the end of them.
Well, partly the show is way too effing long, and as
I didn't have a beard when we started this morning.
Well, and as Rita, who never actually shows up here to watch stuff, mentioned in text, a lot of it felt like in average Raw.
Yeah, we were watching a big episode of Raw.
Well, like a Raw where they actually put on matches and don't just show packages. So,
like what you wanted the 25th anniversary episode
yeah,
to be.
Yeah.
And not what it was.
So, I don't know. Raw after Mania will probably be interesting because the crowd's going to be really eager to give WWE a piece of its mind. So,
which they'll try to counter with call-ups from NXT.
Yeah. Or you'll just get people talking about how there's a crazy Raw after Mania crowd. They boo the people they normally cheer and cheer the people they normally boo.
Well, like I said, I'm already guessing that Kurt Angle's going to get fired as GM tomorrow night. They're probably going to take Braun Strowman's tag titles away because he didn't have a legit partner with him.
I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll make him find another partner
and then bring somebody back.
Because they've done that before, where they have one person holding both belts for a while, where he has 30 days until he has to defend them to find a partner. I don't know. Could go either way. Or Nicholas just keeps defending them.
4 out of 12.
5.
I got half right at 6.
And I'm the winner with 7.
Thanks to
Cedric Alexander.
Yeah, he took a 1-0 lead and rode that all the way to the end.
I did.
Yeah, that was ultimately we all got the same 3. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 realistically, because there was 3 that were telegraphed.
I get, hey, you want to involve everybody on your roster in WrestleMania because the big, but seriously, it's too long.
Yeah. You
either need to add some other battle royal to just have a way to dump a ton of people into something, but it's too long. There's too many matches.
Yeah, matches that really matter need more time to breathe.
It needs to be about your titles, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, even with that, they have too many goddamn titles.
I don't feel like they necessarily have too many titles. There's 3 matches on this card, and those 3 matches I could have done without.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that Daniel Bryan's back. That's fine. But if you didn't waste the hour of our lives that was, Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah,
You didn't need to have the Taker come back. You didn't need to have Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon fight Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. You could have done that at any time.
Yeah, there's...
Get rid of the... I mean, I get it. You want to make things balanced, but did we really need to have a women's battle royal?
Well, I mean, that was the pre-show, which, fine, whatever. And that's the other thing too. It's like the pre-show. You could have fit all three of those matches into an hour pre-show.
Yep. Easily.
Because the first 40-some minutes of the first hour was just talking. And not even talking about showering with a lot of dudes, so pretty much worthless. And then the
Pat McAfee.
And the last 15 minutes of the second hour was hype packages.
If you watched the Takeover pre-show, you know what we're talking about.
And if not,
you should really watch the
Takeover
pre-show.
If not, we'll find what time code it was again.
I believe it's the 29-minute something
29:05.
29:05, something like that. We'll double check that and tweet it out if it's right. But otherwise, yeah. I don't know. You could have cut an hour from that pre-show and still fit in all the matches. And really, I don't need the pre-show to be hype packages because
you're gonna run those hype packages.
You play them all again. And also, if I see that frickin' preview of Paige's movie one more time,
go see my movie.
I'm gonna go insane. 5-6 times this weekend.
Probably more than that.
Once or twice during every event that we watch.
Too many.
So,
Takeover Takeover was 5 matches, paced well, left me wanting more wrestling.
And came in at just over 3 hours.
Yeah, 2:45, something like that. Because it was slated for 2:30, and I think they went over, but I don't even think they went a full half hour over. But yeah,
I don't remember.
Well done. Left me wanting more wrestling. This thing had 14 freaking matches.
And it felt like it had 14 freaking matches.
Yeah.
And it left you not wanting more wrestling.
Yeah, right now, I'm gonna watch the After Mania, but right now I'm like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like it's an obligation.
Well, at least there I know I'm not going to be subjected to a lot of matches. Just a lot of talking. Lots and lots of talking.
I know this all comes down to semantics and whatever. It's the way it's set up, but I don't need a hype package before every single match either.
Well, yeah, it's you look at the old pay-per-views, and granted, when you go back and watch them on the network, that can be bad because you don't have all the build to the feud baked in. But you can look it up on the internet if you really care.
Yep.
And even when they started doing hype packages, it was only for the last, the big matches, the title, the world title match. If there was some blow off to a huge feud, to use the NXT example, the Ciampa Gargano match would have had a hype package back in the day because you'd built that thing up for close to a year.
Yep.
But yeah, not every. Did I need a Bludgeon Brothers Usos?
I don't
know. New Day hype package.
I don't know that I needed a hype package for any match on this card. The only one that maybe I could argue would be the Asuka Charlotte Flair match.
Asuka Charlotte because you had the streak. I could have seen the Nakamura Styles one because you really needed to build up they're amazing overseas, and this is kind of a continuation of something that a lot of you may not have seen because they actually had a bunch of images from foreign papers and stuff in it.
For the biggest titles, it makes sense. A lot of the other ones you could have easily handled that by having the commentators just
commentate. Do a job, not talk about what's trending.
The Bludgeon Brothers have been terrorizing the division for the last couple of months.
Terrorizing the division.
And the Usos and the New Day.
Terrorizing?
Yes.
He rode a motorcycle. And it's still cool, you guys.
Many motorcycles.
Still cool.
Yeah.
And Stephanie rode one.
She sure did.
I did appreciate the Charlotte entrance. That was the inverse of Triple H's entrance from a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was
with a bunch of I'm assuming NXT dudes
in gear.
Yes.
Spartacus gear. Ha ha ha.
It was Jim Herd's idea.
He was a genius.
Really no shocking surprise returns tonight. I have to say that was something that I noticed.
Bray was it.
Yep.
Well, it's you didn't even have any you had no Shawn Michaels or Mick Foley or any of those guys show up.
Mick Foley was there. He had his
WrestleMania. Yeah.
He himself said he had his WrestleMania moment thanks to Snickers.
Yeah, that's fine. My point is, I didn't have The Rock come out and light his name on fire.
Yeah, no.
Not that I wanted The Rock to come out and light his name on fire.
Which, to be fair, that's good. Those are definitely things you can trim. There wasn't a lot of celebrity involvement either.
Was there
I don't think there was.
Just with the
you had
theme songs.
Yeah, you had Dana White in the crowd, and you had the entrance gimmicks. That was it, though. Also, in things you can cut to trim it down, like the Hall of Fame members coming out in the show, like
not necessary.
Cool, whatever, but
we already saw them.
Yeah, like assuming you're doing it, you watch the Hall of Fame, and even if you want to still do that, cut the Hall of Fame hype package in front of it where you show snippets of their speech. Just have the however many members of the Hall of Fame class come out into their spots and get the cheers from the crowd and call it a day.
Well, especially when you're trying to sell this thing you have called the network, have them come out and then say, hey, if you want to see what these people
put the graphic in the corner of like Hall of Fame ceremony available on the network. Like, I don't need I don't need to be reminded.
You can get WrestleMania for free today.
Sure could.
For free.
For $3.99.
I didn't need to be reminded of Goldberg's speech again. It sucked too much of my life away.
I assumed he was still talking. I'm surprised he was out there on stage.
Somewhere. They did have him come out to his pyro in his suit, which seemed incredibly dangerous.
We got pyro in general.
Yeah, that's true. And lasers.
Punch
and
Andrews.
lasers.
Punch Andrews? Yes.
Punch Andrews.
At least Goldberg's speech gave us that. But pyro and lasers, which lasers are cheap, so I expect that we'll be seeing more of those in the future.
And lots of sweet, like floating pancakes and awesome.
Can we talk about the weirdness of the little people dressed as pancakes? Summoned with the Dragon Zord theme.
They did the worm.
They did do the worm. I just expect weird from the New Day, so that did not even. It wasn't even shocking.
The floating Oscar masks. Good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody has found Video Toaster, and they're really excited by this.
Wow. I mean, you're a ridiculous multi-million-dollar company, and these are the graphics you're choosing to use. I don't. It looks like a kid on YouTube. And that's what you're putting out on cable.
Well, it's like, I swear, sometimes these things, I look at them and it's like, 1995, you wouldn't have used some of this stuff because it would have looked bad then, but it's okay now.
Undertaker's just ring entrance in general with the 80s looking prom lights in ring.
Yeah, he had his circle of protection Cena, and it worked. Yeah. It worked really well.
He tapped his colorless mana
and proceeded to just take no damage.
Yeah, with that purple lightning, I was expecting to be on top of the Tron talking about the spirit of the Undertaker can never die.
Yeah, like, picture the worst composited, really terrible, like, 80s, like, public television lightning effect that you can think of.
How do you think it looked?
Probably
or any episode of Doctor Who before the year 2005.
Yeah, it was really good. Real good.
What did the crowd see?
For Corey Graves, if he happens to see this, Doctor Who is a program on the BBC. It's really popular. Maybe check it out.
You really shouldn't knock Corey Graves. He's the best commentator.
He really is, but I'm still going to give him shit for not knowing the Fourth Doctor.
Well, you can probably just get a Netflix subscription if he saves some money instead of using it for peroxide for his hair.
So you need Amazon.
That was Basement Mania. Anybody got anything else?
Guess we'll see you back here for Basement Mania 3.
I'm always happy to see it start, and I'm always happy to see it end.
Yeah,
we've had a time. We've been through a lot.
Yeah, like it's weird because like last year's final match was probably just as horseshit,
but for different reasons.
But it ended after the match on a thing that they kind of undid tonight, but was
Magic Lightning.
Yeah, was a good time, to the point where we then recorded a whole match-by-match review and still had energy to do that, and we're excited to do it. As for this one, Roman Reigns weekly walking out of the ring is not The Undertaker retiring and never will be.
Right.
Now, if Roman Reigns had retired, I'd be ready to go all night.
Yeah, we probably would have recorded like 4.5 hours of in-depth analysis.
Just dancing, celebrating.
Except for Guy.
Getting progressively more drunk.
Guy, you finished with your
show your
big dog bowl.
Share your big dog bowl.
Did you finish? Oh, he hasn't gonna finish it yet.
God, it's still full. He's supposed to finish it.
There's still stuff in there. You gotta finish.
You gotta finish that before you go home.
Yeah.
Bad dog.
You have the newspaper handy? Nah, it's over.
Listen, I just took an ass beating. Okay.
Yeah, you would have if you would have had all the energy from that food.
And your glove. You didn't even have your glove, man. Come on.
So yeah, that's all I got.
Let's end this train wreck.
All right.
No, Thanks. We need to go for at least 7 more hours, padding it out with stuff nobody wants to see.
We really want our viewing audience to feel just what we just went through.
Yeah, insert some hype packages.
Yeah, just recap the things that you already saw. Just 7 hours of really terrible video effects.
We'll do previews of a movie that's coming out.
Yep. 7 times. Just insert them randomly throughout this discussion.
Yep.
We'll set up things that sound exciting to you, and you might actually enjoy them, and then you'll be disappointed.
That's good summation.
Yeah.
And then we all shoot lightning at the camera at the end, and Mark will put in the...
Oh, we gotta give him lightning hands.
So that's it. Basement Mania 2. Signing out. Thanks for watching us, guys.